Hello, good afternoon, 21st of October 2020. Brexit. Great news. Why? Have five institutions. My country, we have Bilbao Council, we have a province, we have the Basque government, central government, and then we have the European government. For example, I can employ 3 million seafarers, Spanish, but instead of that, they pay them unemployment benefits. Well, can we typify this in Spain or in the UK? Well, I can. I need British lawyers for this because British law is quite more transparent regarding conflicts of interest than it is any other law in the world, and therefore it is so binding to define intrinsic compound value. But anyway, this is another complicated area. Now, I have these five institutions. So, if I want to train a seafarer, I have to get in touch with the labor department of the council here in Bilbao. Okay. I also have a labor department in the province, in the Basque government, in the central and the European Union. I don't know what there is going on there in Brussels. I believe it would be better in Helsinki. But now it's better to be in London. Okay, then. So it would be very complicated for me to work these kind of grants, help to have seafarers being drawn from the unemployment, and then next step, training. Okay, I have the council, the province, I have the Basque government, the Spanish government, and European Union. I don't know what training they do. They just provide money. Yes. Great competitive advantage. So if I want to select the unemployed, if I want to train them, it's like if we have, say, shepherd's pie cut in five, like we did at Yorkshire University, where I studied business economics, and this is a video to say some brief ideas of what I thank so much the UK for having taught me at the whole university. And then after 30 years, I am back explaining what I would do. I will include three photos, me open sea swimming as an example. First one is touching the sand, second is just the shore, and the third one is saying, great. So we know that the wars always were won by Brits. Very simple. In Europe, very simple. We have to knock UK to get the solution to a problem. Then now the UK is going to be alone. So it is just training and employment. If you extrapolate this to any other kind of, let's say, arbitration, justice, health, security, education, did I say that? Education. So it's like a huge mess. And we have council, mayor, boss of Biscay, Basque government. We have a prime minister. This one flies in a Falcon, in a private plane. And then European Union, I don't know what they do, but it must be very expensive because they get 21% VAT. So they get a quarter of everything or something like that, approx. Then it's quite expensive to have 100,000 euros this mayor, 100,000 this one, plus Parliament and Senate and this Parliament and Senate and this Parliament and Senate, this Parliament and Senate, this Parliament and Senate, and this is like. But the worst damage is not in that side. The worst damage is the intrinsic value. When I arrive to these beaches of the UK, beautiful beaches, then how can I look after the intrinsic value of my people? Like Candina is like a 4 generations company. How can the beaches of the UK bring so much wealth to the UK? First of all is simplification. We have this national insurance is 25%, 12.5 is the employee, 12.5 is the employer. Therefore, the Spanish is 28 the employer and then is 60 employee. So we in the UK are already around 10% more competitive. But if we increase this competitive advantage, then we could make companies even more competitive by points. This is like Wimbledon. We could, or snooker, more points, one more red. So then 1 point is just to be or not to be. And therefore, it is important, very hugely important, how to simplify this. Now, the second competitive advantage is the income tax. Income tax, I believe the UK has brought the best law. So then we have humans tax how much I earn, how much I pay. If I earn, sorry, 60,000 pounds, then perhaps it is easier to have a fixed tax rate like they have in New Zealand and like they have in Singapore. Perhaps it's much more competitive to have a simple system, so that then we have 4 brackets up to 15, 45, 15, 30, 45, 60, and then above 90, for example, or whatever. Few brackets and fixed tax, so that the new generations of British are motivated to be doctors, nurses, and so on, and 60,000 pounds, lawyers, economists, architects, engineers, everything, electricians, whatever position. I think we have to motivate the new generations that are going to earn 60 and above, that there is a possibility to have a better life, and then this will push small and medium companies. Then if we simplify this tax rate, income tax, then in Spain 60,000, let's say, or in any other countries 60,000 income, then would rather go to the UK, or then 60,000, the quality of life of a 60,000 university or non-university UK worker then could be much better off. Of course, they would make much more consumption for small and medium companies, local products, environment, health. This is very important for me, and employment, because one job provides 10 more indirect. So the more money we provide to the 60,000 and above, or then the worker, then the more indirect collateral repercussion is going to have. So it's wage times 11, it's not times 10, because there is 10 indirect. Like when Nissan was to close in Spain, in Barcelona, they said every job lost is 10 indirect, the car factory. So suppliers and indirect collateral expenses you have, for example, the school, the car, the petrol, the insurance, the house, the rent, the food, local teacher for your kids, and local school, local security, whatever your taxes they pay, you pay for the police, you pay for your hospital, for your nurses, for your doctors. This is really a pleasure to pay these heroes of society. And well, we don't want to hide that money, we want to pay this money. But of course, if the indicator that we earn this money is 100%, we want to pay 100% efficiency. I am sure that the British have 100% efficiency. It is not the case like in the Spanish justice is 5%. So, but there are some other countries that have, like Finland, 95% efficiency in the justice, and also in the education, around this 100. So those are the target places we have to concentrate in. Then if we study this bracket of income tax, we can simplify, and those public workers can go into the health, security, education. That's where we need them. Then we have the VAT. Well, Europe is 5 reality expenses, because they multiply times 5 in efficiency. So that's why it's very hard for them to have key performance indicator above 20%, even though they might swim very, very fast. If the current is 80%, there's not much you can do. Not even super Brit can swim so much, so long term, and 4 generations swimming. And perhaps if we have a little push of the wind and the current and the tide, well, it's appreciated. Then we have these VAT, so we can take away this VAT, and that will make small, medium companies much more competitive with regard of my area of competence, which is Europe at this moment, and that's 21%. So if we have like competitor in Europe has now 35% income tax for a 60,000 earner approx per year. Then we have 34 is Social Security or National Insurance. So that's 70 or 68, 70, yeah. 21% VAT, that's 81. And then we have profit tax 24. This will have to be decreased, especially for small and medium companies, because real profit tax is about 5%. But we, business person, what are we going to do? But the thing we like most is to employ my neighbor, your neighbor, yes, teach them the good and the bad, yes, and so then that's what we love. So if we add up all these, in Europe is 100% or even minus 15% according to my calculation. So it's that's 34, 35, 21, that's 81, and then we have 24 profit tax, which is 81, so it's minus 5. So my European competitor will swim at minus 5. That's very good. Excellent. Then also they will hide. The Inquisition will put fines. You never know how many they will put fines to their own people. So never, ever put fines. Declare that in the UK the government is to help, and this is very important because no one really wants to commit any kind of problem. Most of the times it's just the paper that was not shown in the right time by the right person with the right signature because of a right unseen risk, and this is what we have to solve in this situation today. And I hope that this video will help the British to take along this open sea swim. Look at what are the risks that others have. Make a positive attitude regarding this because Brits are the best fighters in the world, together united, and we can make out of this disadvantage a huge advantage, simplifying then what other small countries have done, which is one system for health, education, and security. The rest simplifying, fixed figures, brackets, and then the fines is something that we have to eliminate. The advantage is the law. British law is the best in the world. British definition, for example, of frontier workers done last week by the UK government is just like massive. UK can do great things. UK people are specialists into taking from the beach, first the sea, then the beach, like in this photo, and have huge positive intrinsic compound value, long term, multiplied by infinity. Then we have other countries that have shown us, like New Zealand and Singapore, the bracket tax system that it works very, very well. Other countries like Singapore, for example, they have shown us how to develop this tax system, this compliance simplification of making companies, making competitive advantages. UK in the financial area is just also another area that we don't have to look at, but the GDP has fallen. I believe that this would be something like trying to play football, losing by 2 goals to 0, because my minimum wage is so high. Now Switzerland has 3,700 euros, in the UK 8.8 I think is pounds. I believe that if we went uh, something more liberal in that respect, it could be better off. How? Well, we have an easy tool. We can reduce the national insurance 25%, let's say to 20, and then we have a 5% to fight. Then we have the VAT. If we reduce the VAT in the whole macro and micro, small and medium businesses, perhaps we can work towards the minimum wage, because if I have to pay some VAT, let's say 7, 8 for the basic goods, then is 8 plus 5 is 13%. Then if I have less profit tax, then I can even work a little bit there, because I will employ more and more and more. And if I employ more, it will be the young Brits. So then I will have more opportunities to give them and show them how at least we have done our best. Perhaps I am sure that they will do it much better than us. But perhaps the sooner they start rowing, then we need more energy, and it would be appreciated, the digital push that they have. We need that. And the sooner they enter, perhaps if the bracket is too high, it will be harder for me to employ. But if it was lower, then perhaps they would join much faster. These are little recommendations from my beloved UK. And now that the Brexit is alongside, I will be swimming alongside the same sea. So then the other side, we could also look at, we mentioned VAT, profit tax, income tax, yes. If income tax was lower, then I think we can make the minimum wage about 40% more competitive than other countries that are around the UK, and for example, much more competitive than Switzerland, which is 3,700 euros. So if my minimum wage is like 2,000 euros, then I can fight and I can compete and I can train these people, which I don't want to pay so low. But if instead of one, I can have two trainees and two workers in my company, I'm sure that that will help my small and medium company in the UK to grow faster and employ more local, and the small and medium company provides 90% of the employment. So it is also very responsible employment, because it's going to be another bit, and then very well spread out, and it will take care of itself, the economy, and then it will be local and just for the beach and the seas of the UK. So I hope that you have liked this video and that you have a good time. I thank you very much from the frontier definition, and I know that now it's a great opportunity, that the competitive disadvantage of Europe is that they have 5 for health, 5 for education, unemployment, training of seafarers, security, big mess, 5 times more expensive. And that's a great advantage to the UK. I'm sure that you will find a way. One small way is the minimum wage. I would really very carefully look at it, because in Spain the minimum wage is 900 euros. Sorry, times 12 pays. This year I think they'll change it to 1,100. So it's 3 times less. Huge disadvantage. I think we need some mathematicians there. It's not complicated, because if we simplify with the Brexit, and we know we have these 5 competitive disadvantage neighbors, our beloved neighbors, so then how can we now have one? It's simple. And the core attitude is the health, security, and education. Education is Finland. I'm sorry, I'm just consul of Finland. I'm sorry to say. Yes, Finland is one in education. Yes, I'm sorry. UK is best in law. Why not? Then health and the doctors and nurses are doing the greatest effort in the UK. We have the University of Oxford that is with this vaccine. whole university trained me. Yes, so it doesn't matter if there is always one better than me in any other profession or subject. It is great to have someone a better player in something or in business, or it is great. Churchill, number one. So it is always great to have someone better than us. I acknowledge, I thank you very much the definition of frontier workers last week. I applaud. I mean, this is British law is excellent. But if we are now going to security, well, the UK security, I believe that now has a chance to make a checklist. Which is the best security? How can we improve this? I ask, please look after the seafarers so well because they bring so much money to your beaches. Please, the seafarers bring so much income, wealth to your beaches and to your country. They have to be treated as heroes for the emigration, the embassies, consulates. So it's now we have to simplify. This is my message and my thanks to you for the education I had in the UK. So we will keep on swimming. Yes, and I hope to get more news from your side because we are united by sea. So this is hard to separate. Yes, since this, I think I did not show you this cup. It was Antonio Candina saved the life of the steamship Harpo's 1917, presented by the UK government to Captain Antonio Candina. Yes. So we will be united by sea. And his brother, Ezekiel, Captain Ezekiel, he sank in Wool, yes, in Yorkshire, in I think it was 1933, 32. They collided, yes, with the tug, and so we are united. We are going to be united, and yes, because my late grandfather's company was sailing sailing with iron, and then was going to bring coal from the UK here in the Industrial Revolution. So now this is the digital revolution. Now there is a new challenge called Brexit. I hope that really making these changes in the other side of our beloved Atlantic Sea, that your beaches will bring more wealth to than, as always, our beaches. Thank you. Take care. Bye.